Anyway, we saw... Looks like somebody we could talk to. It looked like a kitty. What sort of monster puts candy behind a locked door?
Oh yeah, Mr. Nuncreed works weird hours sometimes.
Of course he does. How about you?
When do I work?
No, what's your name?
Luca Van Horn. You new here?
Yep, not by choice.
Beck's family moved often, giving her little time to establish any real connections. She would tell you she prefers it that way.
I'm looking for my friend Rolo. He didn't come home last night.
So he's missing.
I guess so.
Like, missing? Does that sort of thing happen a lot around here?
Luca shifted his feet uncomfortably.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah. So I should probably get going.
Hey, wait up.
What?
Beck pulled a coin from her pocket.
I'm coming with you.
Did John Quincy Adams tell you that?
Yes.
Speaking of, where'd he go?
So says the unlucky penny. Isn't there a children's book called The Lucky Penny?
Pretty sure. There you are, John Quincy Adams. Unlucky?
Yep. Well, technically it landed on heads. Leave this kid to find his friend alone, but I always do the opposite.
Oh, that's kinda like me and Rolo. I guess Rolo is my unlucky penny.
That settles it. A person should never be without their unlucky penny. Let's go find him. The name's Beck.
Pleasure to meet you, Beck. Weren't you a character in Mighty Number 9? Weren't you the character in Mighty Number 9?
I don't know. Maybe you know my cousin May Borowski.
A character from a much better game than Mighty Number 9. Try to keep up.
I wonder if you say anything different if, nope, you don't talk anymore, okay. I was curious to see if maybe says something different with Beck around. I like how we're just walking complete steps. There we go. I wonder if maybe taking you over here will help. Here we go.
Luca felt a chill as he approached Beck. Her eyes were locked on the strange green liquid. The nearby grass was coated in a fine layer of frost.
Oh!
Is this sort of thing normal around here? Because puddles of glowing ooze are definitely not what I expect from this place.
It is decidedly not normal.
Well, the next obvious step is science!
And what does science suggest?
Poke it with a stick! This surely is related to May!
Luca watched as Beck dipped a broken tree branch into the goo. Beck's eyes widened as flowers grew from the dead wood.
Huh?
First small buds, which quickly bloomed into vibrant petals.
What the?
Cool.
As quickly as they had grown, the flowers began to shrivel and turn gray. Beck dropped the stick with a grunt of disgust.
Okay. So the science tells us this gunk is weird as hell.
Yeah, it seems dangerous.
Oh. What are you?
A little shit kid.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel he's a little shit. You might have to give him your Sakuya voice.
Okay, hang on, let me jot that down. Little shit kid. Sakuya. Hey, Tish! That's not Sakuya at all. I
Close.
haven't done this in a long time.
Close.
Oh, look what the cat dragged in.
Yup.
I don't have time for this right now, Iggy. Okay, Iggy is little shit kid.
Okay.
Oh, don't say things like that. It hurts Tish's feelings. Ain't that right, Tish? Wow, this is hurting my brain a little bit.
Yup. She looks fine to me.
Why, Lo, I don't think we've been properly introduced. Iggy's the name. This is my compatriot, Tish.
Yup.
You've probably heard of us.
Can't say I have.
I'll forgive you just this once on account of you being new around here. I don't know what accent he is anymore. Why would you hang out with this dude?
Oh, he seems pretty alright.
Iggy, why are you such a little shit? Has he even told you that his parents skipped out on him? Shut the hell up. It's true! They got tired of having such a pathetic kid and left him. Iggy, I'm only gonna say this the one time. Don't talk about my family. Well, look who's grown it backbound now that the girl's around. First his pops croaked. Then his mom couldn't take it anymore and she bounced.
Iggy took a step towards Luca, his sneer lit by the glowing puddle. Beck could see tears welling in Luca's eyes, his fists clenched. Some things about Beacon Pines were very different from the city, but a bully from a hayseed town is really no different from a city bully. Beck took a deep breath and thought.
Well, time to bust out the strange or the tickle.
Let's get weird.
Hell yeah.
Well, time to bust out the strange.
Alright, Luca, looks like you need a little mud bath. What's wrong with you, new kid? We are about to pound your friend.
Beck stared in silence, the only sign of life being the twitch of an eye.
I have done this to people. I've been told I have serial killer eyes, so... It's weird when people don't talk.
Yup. Seriously, are you just Big Mac?
Stop being a weirdo. This is how I got made into a stripper pole
I was
time.
about to say, she doing Buddy Christ.
Buddy Christ! Hello? Are you some kind of wackadoo? Makes sense. Wackadoos travel in packs, eh, dude?
At sight of Iggy taunting Beck, something in Luca snapped. Iggy's smirk shifted to a look of shock as Luca launched himself into his stomach. Iggy's
Violence!
clothes were drenched in the glowing ooze.
That can't be good.
You jerk! My clothes are ruined.
Iggy's
I'm
voice
going...
began to slur as he struggled to get up.
Struggle.
Monsieur Stark, I don't feel so good.
Ah!
Oh! I'm sorry, I just...
Oh shit. Yup. That was intense.
Iggy's gonna be okay, right?
Nothing about this seems
Inside
okay.
the warehouse, the strange ooze and what it did to Iggy Was Rolo caught up in all of this?
We have to find Rolo.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Must have been while you were kissing me.
I may have been thinking it.
Yeah, you kind of have to. I think it was Milof's birthday recently, too, at the time of this recording.
Yeah. He would have been 75.
Yeah.
We were just helping to look for Rolo.
Really? So where was he? I am starting to get that impression.
Wow, that's a relief.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, was that a good
Yeah,
impression?
come on, Beck. I can't wait to introduce you to Rolo, who I'm sure nothing bad has happened to. She was.
We did say we weren't going to leave the house, and we kind of broke that.
I guess.
Beck glanced toward Luca.
I guess all's well that ends well, except for Iggy. I'll introduce you to Rolo tomorrow.
Sure. Glad he's okay.
Rolo was safe. A wave of
Or was
relief
he?
washed over Luca, which was quickly replaced by a sense of dread. Gran is going to kill me. If he hurried, he might just make it home before sundown. Chapter 4. Our harvest awaits. Luca took a deep breath and gingerly opened the door, steeling himself for Gran's wrath.
Gran? I'm so dead. Everything's fine. Gran?
I'm kind of curious. Yeah, it looks like, a couple of those are still kind of branching off.
Yeah.
Oh, we already are on this path. We can always go back to that one, I guess.
Mhm.
Because again, this game seems pretty friendly about just going back.
Yeah. Gran. I know I wasn't supposed to go anywhere. I was just helping look for Rolo.
Oh, Gran here.
Gran? Roxy came over. She was worried about him. So I figured you wouldn't mind if I helped look for him. Turns out Rolo is safe and sound.
Luca was alone. The house was empty.
So Gran's not back yet? I guess that's a good thing, question mark? Nothing to do now but sleep, I guess.
Flop.
Luca was
Plop.
sitting by the pond, listening to small waves lap against a rock. His father sat in a folding chair in front of him. Without turning, he spoke. "Why don't you grab me some nice bait?" "Sure thing, Dad." Luca hopped over to the tackle box and popped open the lid. Inside was a rolling, buzzing mass. "We're fishing with bees?" Luca's father gave a warm chuckle. "Well, you catch more fish with bees than honey. Pick us out a good one." Luca closed his eyes and plucked out a bee. He could feel its wings struggle between his finger and thumb. Holding it at arm's length, he hurried over. His father deftly baited the hook and examined his work. Interesting choice. With a practiced flick of the wrist, the line buzzed in a graceful arc. The water accepted it without a splash or ripple. The wrong choice. But I respect it. The pond began to freeze over. Sometimes we gotta make the wrong choice before we can make it right. Pallid ice propagated across the still surface with an alarming speed. Luca scrambled back as the ground beneath him turned cold. Dad, I don't understand. Sorry, kiddo. Understanding isn't always part of the deal. The relentless ice shot through the fishing line toward his father. Dad, look out! His father casually wound the reel. None of it's your fault, you know. Never was. Dad, we have to go! Luca grabbed his father's shoulders, trying to pull him away. Please, you have to run! The ice crackled as it spread across his father's hands. That's the thing about fishing, Luca. His chest began to crystallize. You toss your hook in, and you never know what you're gonna pull out. A shock of searing cold ran up Luca's arms. He gave one last desperate tug. The chair tipped backwards in a single frozen mass. Luca tried to stop the momentum, but it was too late. He watched the icy form of his father slam into the hard ground, shattering into 1,000 pieces that crowded around his feet. Dad, I don't understand. What does all this mean? The gentle rustle of leaves was the only reply.
That's quite a nightmare. Oh. Walkie-talkie's beeping
Luca's
again.
eyes struggled to focus on the walkie-talkie.
Rolo?
Faintly, he could hear Rolo amongst the noise.
Luca!
Rolo, is that you?
Luca! There?
Rolo, it's the middle of the night.
Luca, thank God. Listen, I don't know how long this thing will work down here.
Down
Rolo's
here?
voice was coming through more clearly now, but some words were still just static.
Listen to me. Someone grabbed me yesterday.
What, the man in the hazmat suit?
It was... It took me to some sort of... I think I'm underground.
Underground? Are you okay?
Kinda. They seem more interested, for now at least.
Mr. Kerr said you made it back home safe.
Here? No. Trust... He's... Hold on, someone's
The
coming.
signal went silent.
Rolo? Rolo, where are you?
Still, waiting for a response. His pounding heartbeat marking the passage of time.
Okay, I think they're gone. Getting worse.
I can barely hear you.
Began to fade.
Losing signal. Not much time. Mission control. Need the treehouse. The treehouse.
The signal died for good.
What was he trying to say about the treehouse? What's at the treehouse? The antenna! He wants me to use the antenna in the treehouse to get a better signal! Rolo, you're a genius. I can't believe I actually said those words.
Hook up the walkie-talkie to the radio in the treehouse.
Luca heard a group of footsteps approaching. He dashed behind the bushes to avoid being spotted.
Oh, there's ground. So, we all understand our roles? You can count on me. Hey, you guys just do what I did for the other squirrel.
Mr. Tolliver paused, shifting his eyes to one side.
I, for one, refuse to sit idly by while the danger persists. Refuse. Here, you just keep your wits about you.
Mr. Tolliver took one long, quiet breath.
As I said, I had no time to contact her after your call this morning. Plans change. How's Luke holding up? He's fine. We shouldn't lose sight of the fact that this is all. I know very well what all of this is for. We have no choice. Operation Spock Pill has a new objective. Are we in agreement?
We shared a determined look.
Good. Reconvene after the festival.
Gran? Why are you meeting with Mrs. Fratelli and Mr. Tolliver late at night? Don, you scared me! How long have you been there?
Oh, just a few minutes. Here, today I saw Mr. Tolliver and your gran enter the diner together. When my shift was at the newsstand over, they still hadn't left. So I used the greatest tool of any investigative reporter. Time! When they left, I tailed them here.
What do you think they're up to?
Whatever it is, they seem organized and determined.
They mentioned the festival.
Yeah, I heard that too. Has your gran been doing anything different recently? Anything strange?
She got a phone call this morning and rushed out the door.
A call from Hero Tolliver, it seems.
She was either furious or terrified. Or both.
Luca, be careful up there. I think we might be in the middle of a scoop of a lifetime.
I will. Aren't you coming out?
Nah, let's stick out here for a bit longer. See you, Luca. Bye.
I better go to the treehouse.
Okay.
I feel like we should go fishing.
I feel so too. Everybody's in danger but fishing. Let's see. It tickled. Okay, we haven't done struggle yet.
Luca placed a sinker on the line. Sometimes the best stuff is at the bottom of the pond.
We got a message in a bottle.
Nallis 80 proof whiskey. A hard liquor for a hard man.
Oh my. Best leave that be. Takes a real piece of work to leave something like that lying around. But there's a message in the bottle.